What's up, guys? This is Sean Phoenix, aka Phoenix Smasher 5, PSN, and DN. I have not made a video in about 3 months, and that's just because I've been really busy kind of getting my decks ready, going to locals, going to regionals, trying to get my invite and whatever, and I've just been overall busy with life. So I'm back trying to make more videos, trying to put more content up here for you guys to help you out build some decks, to help you out see what how some decks run and stuff with some more games, hopefully, and hopefully we'll get this going. Right now, I'm working on a Fire Fist deck, strictly because you could say I am a fire enthusiast. I like to build anything fire, I like to main anything fire, and Lavals have been bothering me lately, and I decided to move with Fire Fist being the newest thing, fire, and it's been topping all over the place, so unfortunately, I'm not as unique as I'd like to be. But the way I'm running this build is going to be pure Fire Fist. We're not going to be running Rabbit Engine. We're not going to be running Barbaros or anything. Strictly because I want to see how this deck can run just by itself. And right now, it's been faring pretty well. I did pretty decent at the last regionals I went to. I went 4-4, which for me, being a little bit newer, a little more new to the competitive scene, I think I did pretty well. You know, made top 76 or so, 400 plus people. So I'm pretty happy with that. But to the build, we're gonna get started here with 3 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bears. These are pretty much the main engine for the deck. They're the boss monster, they're the boss card, and they're $45 a piece online at the moment, and $55 for the ulti. What it does is you send a face-up 5 formation spell or trap that you control to the grave to destroy any monster on the field. Now, as you can tell, that's a really good effect. It's really easy to work with, and it does not call for any Starlight Road or nothing. Also, if it inflicts battle damage, you can set a spell from your deck. When I say spell, when I say trap for this profile, I'm referring to fire formations, because those are the main spells and traps for this whole deck. Alright, I'm moving on. We got 3 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Gorilla, which are pretty much the counterpart of Bear. Instead of destroying monsters, it destroys spells and traps. So, I like to consider it as having 3 MSTs with 16 attack. And when it destroys a monster, you can set a spell directly from your deck. So, generally, I think it's a really good card also. Now we got 3 Dragon. And what this is, essentially, is the monster reborn of the deck. If you send 2 fire formations you control to the grave, you can special summon any Fire Fist monster from your deck. This could be an Xyz monster that died earlier in the game. This could be Bear, this could be Gorilla, this could be whatever. And this is honestly just such a great card. You always search this out if you have things dead already, and you got plenty of back row. And another thing that's good about this is if you activate a fire formation when he's on the field, you can set a trap directly from your deck. It's always really good. I used to run 2 of them, but now I really like 3, and I really haven't been disappointed with them since. Now I got 1 Snake. The counterpart of Dragon, what he does is if a fire formation is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can set a trap directly from your deck. Also, if he is the only monster you control, and you control no other monsters on the field, then you can send 2 fire formations you control to the grave to draw a card. Now, I think he's got a good effect by getting the pluses with the extra draws and whatnot. The only thing I don't like is you have to have him be the only monster you control. And really, you don't see that too often unless you're top decking or whatever and you got an open field. Now we got 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Spirits. These are, I guess, best put the tour guide of the deck. Because when it's normal summon, you can special summon a level 3 fire monster with 200 defense from your graveyard. So pretty much you just summon these with each other. If you sync with them, they have to be for a Beast Warrior type monster. And that's not really the point. You can do it if the situation's right. But normally you just overlay for Lion Emperor. And it's generally a good card. I haven't seen too much of them because I've been running a lot of rank 4 stuff. But just in case you happen to get into the situation where you can do 3s, then, you know, I'm running Spirit right now just for that sake. And then we have 2 Hawk. What this does is if this card is in your possession and is destroyed by card effect or battle, you set a spell from your deck. This is really incredible early game, and if you happen to not draw into anything good, Then you can set this thing, let it sit, and then your opponent's probably going to be the aggressor and destroy it, which gives you like a tanky or something to search out, and then you got a whole new play going on with it. The reason why I chose this guy over Raven is because if he's face up on the field and there's another fire formation, it gives all Fire Fist monsters a 500 boost in attack and defense. So in addition to all the shit that you're getting from your spells and traps, you're also getting another 500 from Hawk. And I just think that's a really good effect, guys. Now we got one hand trap, one trag. You know, I was running Gores for a while, and then I started asking myself after playtesting, why the hell am I running Gores? Because you're always going to have spells and traps in the back row. This is a very heavy back row deck, guys, so trag is definitely the better option. Yeah, but even still, I haven't really been seeing trag too much, so I might even take him out in the near future. On to the spells. We have 3 Fire Formation Tenki. This is a broke-ass card. This is pretty much your Rhoda for the deck. It lets you bring any beast, level 4 or lower Beast Warrior type to your hand. You can only use the effect once, and it's a continuous, so you gotta be careful, because if your opponent chains MST to the activation of this, you don't get the search. So just to avoid any sort of ruling problems or anything, make sure you get this thing out as quick as possible and activate it as quick as possible to get your monsters to your hand. Next up, we got 3 Tensu, which are pretty much the double summons. You throw it down, and you can get another summon in addition to your summoner set, and it specifically says normal summon of a Beast Warrior type. So you got to make sure that you don't set anything in addition to that, because then that could be another ruling issue. But what's good about this is that it's once per turn. Tenki was a one and done kind of thing with a lingering 100 boost. This is a once per turn double summon with 100 attack boost. So if this thing can stay on the field, you always have 2 normals, which is really good for this deck. I also run 1 Lance. I know a lot of people run 3, a lot of people run 2, but I'm going to go with 1 for now because really I want to try to make the deck as small as possible, and 1 Lance really seems to be a good answer to this. I haven't used it too much in my experience in playing, and when I have used it, I only really needed 1. There really wasn't a point to get more than 1. Then we have Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, the staples as of now. On to the traps. We got 3 Tensen. I pretty much like to refer to this as Axe of Despair, because you target 1 Beast Warrior you control. That monster gains 700 attack. All Beast Warriors you control gain 300 attack, including the one you target. So it's a really great boost overall, and it gives 1,000 boost to whatever you target. So it's a really good thing to spring up on somebody attacking, and it's a really good thing to push for game, guys. I highly recommend 3. If not 3, go 2. Now we have 2 Fire Formation Tengen. What this is kind of your protection from Dark Holes, from Lightning Vortex, from High Priestess, from, I don't know, what other monster effects destroy, like Scrap Dragon or whatever, but what this does is you activate this during either main phase 1, so your main phase 1 or their main phase 1, and you target one of your Beast Warriors. You negate their effects, which is totally fine if it's on your opponent's turn, but they are unaffected by any other cards for the rest of the phase. So your opponent drops Dark Hole, you activate Tenken and target your bear or whatever. Now they can't be destroyed by Dark Hole. Battle phase comes around, they gain 300 attack because Tenken gives all your Beast Warriors 300 attack. So now you've got a bear with 19 attack over, I don't know, some scrub with maybe 16 or 17 attack at best. So overall I think it's a really good card. It provides really good protection, but the only reason why I don't run 3 is because I feel like it can be cloggy, and it just gets really bad if you have a handful of Tenkens or Tensens and no monsters to really go with them. So I bring it down to 2. I also run 2 Horn of the Phantom Beast. What this is a pretty generous 800 boost to attack, and whenever your monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you draw a card. So this is pretty much to make up for the snake, to give any of your monsters that ability to be able to give you pluses. I really like it, and I know some people don't run any, some people run 3, but 2 is a comfortable number because it has consistency, but it's not like your main focus of draw. 2 Starlight Road. A lot of people are running 1 right now because I don't know, they feel like 1's enough for protection. I really like 2. I've used 2 before, and it's really come in pretty good handy. So I definitely recommend it. If you don't know what it does, you really should. Pretty much if your opponent activates Dark Hole or Heavy Storm, you got a bunch of monsters, your back row, you activate, negate, and get out some free Stardust. So I like 2. 3's a bit much in my opinion, but 1 I don't think is enough. 1 Breakthrough Skill. This is a new card in this series. You can pretty much consider it a Veiler and a Chalice in 1. You activate it on either player's turn, of course, to negate the effect of your opponent's monster. Now, the cool thing about it is, during your turn, except for the turn that this was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to negate the effect of your opponent's monster again. This gets around just about everything. This gets around Lagia, this gets around Dalka, this gets around Xian, this gets around Quasar. You really just can't do anything about it. If I can get a second one soon, I will, and run it, but as of now, 1's been treating me pretty well, and I really haven't had too much of use for anything more than 1. But I'm thinking about running 2, and 2 might be a good one to experiment with in the future. 2 Deprison, you should know what it does by now. If your opponent's monster attacks, you activate, banish the monster. Double Bottomless. Early in the September format, Compulse was starting to get a lot of favor over Bottomless, but for some reason, things start shifting in a different direction to now where Bottomless is back to its former glory, I guess you could say. It's a really good card, and I highly recommend running 2 for this just for consistency's sake. And 2 Warning, just as staples, 2 Warning. That does it for the whole main board. I believe there is 15 monsters, 9 or 10 spells, and like 16 or 17 traps. It's, like I said, it's really heavy in back row one way or the other, and that's why you gotta get those double Starlights. Now onto the extra deck, we have 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Horse Prince. It's a pretty good card. What it does is when it is synchro summoned, you can special summon a level 3 fire monster from your deck. And if you do that, you cannot special summon level 5 or higher monsters for the rest of the turn, just to prevent from like some really nasty loops or anything. So it's a good preventative by all means. I don't see this too often because, like I said, I used to run 3 spirits. And then I also used to run 2 Hawks and 2 Ravens. So I had much more level 3 Synchro 6 opportunities. So I might change that in the near future, but right now, these are pretty good where they are. 2 Stardust for the 2 Starlights. I run a Zen mains in case I run into my 3s and I need protection. And I also run 2 Lion Emperor. What this does is really cool. You overlay, obviously, for it, and then you can detach to bring any fire monster to your hand. The only thing is you gotta wait a turn to bring him out because you cannot special or normal summon or set that card. Well, I think you can set the card. But you can't normal special summon the monster for the remainder of the turn. Onto the rank 4s, we have Photon Papilloperative, and I'm pretty sure you guys know what it does. No need to explain, and if so, I apologize. 1 Black Ship of Corn. Really great card for this deck, guys. 1 Gaga Cowboy. 1 Maestro. 1 Shockmaster, because it is absolutely easy to get out 3 level 4s at one time. And finally, I run 3 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger Kings. This guy is absolutely insane when it comes down to the extra deck. Only 2 level 4 Beast Warriors, and on summon, you set a spell or trap from your deck. You can detach to negate the effects of all other face-ups on the field that are not Beast Warrior until the end of your opponent's turn. And then, when it is destroyed, or when it is sent from the field to the graveyard, so even if you lose control of it and it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 3 face-up fire formations from your field to the grave to special summon 2 Beast Warriors with the same attack in face-up defense position. So this is pretty much guaranteeing that you're going to have another Tiger King. Overall, guys, I think this deck is really awesome, in my honest opinion. I would definitely recommend it if you love to run fire decks, or if you love to run any sort of, I guess, high-quality decks, because these guys are topping everywhere. But I'm going to be playing some games with these cards, with this deck, and I'll post them on the channel with me and my friends. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this helped you out, get some ideas for how you want to run Fire Fist from now on. I really don't think Rabbit's necessary. I really think that this deck has strong potential by itself right now, even until Tachyon. But until then, this is Sean Phoenix, a.k.a. Phoenix Smasher 5, signing off. See you later, guys.